All right, hello. How's it going, everybody? I'm just real quick getting things the last bit of the way set up here, and then we will be good to go. All right, here we are. I am very excited to get into this. As I've mentioned in previous Pokemon streams, why do I have fast forward on? Gen 4, specifically the actual Gen 4 games of, like, Diamond and Platinum for me specifically, were the first Pokemon games I ever played. They were my childhood, so it's gonna be fun to visit these again, especially since it's been a long time since I've properly played them, let alone Nuzlocked them. I've never actually done a Nuzlocke of, Gen 4, like, proper. Everything prior to Gen 3 / the remakes of Gen 2 is what I've been Nuzlocking whenever I do a Nuzlocke, so this is going to be new. Oh, thank you, Pokelove. I really appreciate it. As always, happy holidays to you and any of your loved ones as well. Things are a little rough in the real life, but that's not the point here. We're here to have fun. And yeah, but I very much appreciate it. But yeah, so I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm just gonna get straight into this. Obviously, because I've played this as a kid, I know the general way things play out, but it has been a long time since I've properly played through everything. And as I just mentioned, I have never done a Nuzlocke proper. So there's a handful of, like, little things that I probably don't know about or haven't remembered that probably would be useful to know in a Nuzlocke, but whatever. Yeah, no, that is fair. That is fair. I remember there being some long routes. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how this differs from the other ones we've done, because I feel like the general build design philosophy of things from Gens 1 through 3 are pretty standard together in a lot of ways. There's not too much overlap of, like, interconnected route stuff of, like, where routes can be met at different points, but that does come up occasionally, so... Yeah, I am aware of a few of them in this, like, I forget a lot of names, but pretty sure there's, like, a couple caves that are very well interconnected in Gen 4, like, Sinnoh-wise. But I suppose we'll see. Oh, weird. I don't know if I ever realized that. Yeah, I don't think that's something I ever knew. Inevitably, I know the general beats of the story, so I'm not paying attention to that. We're here to Nuzlocke. Though I am heavily considering to actually pay attention to this dialogue and story once we get to Gen 5 onward, if that's something people are at all interested in, because it will be my first time going through those games. Alright, yes, hello, rival. I need to, as soon as physically possible, change the dialogue settings to go faster. Alright, let's see. Fast. Set. And let's get a more fun frame. Let's go with that. There we go. God, okay, weird. Yeah, I was not aware that there was that kind of interconnection. Strange. Alright. I've already tested out a few things to just, like, make sure things work, so I've recently gone through this beginning section. I'm not gonna get lost on that yet. But I can't promise I won't get lost at some point during this. I remember, as a kid, getting lost a few times and not knowing how to proceed. Though I would imagine that my, adult brain can maybe achieve that a little better. Alright. God, I can't wait until we get the running shoes. Thankfully, it's very early. Oh, yeah, true. All of the exact differences between Platinum and Diamond and Pearl are very much lost on me because I played them fairly close together, and so I do not know all of the differences offhand, but I do remember that they really did change up a lot of the, like, encounters and stuff. But, yeah. Alright. Oh, nice! Nice. I hope you have luck on yours. And, yeah, I have no idea how this run is gonna go. Of course, here our good friend is having the ingenious idea of just running faster than the Pokemon. I will say, one thing I do remember as a difference is this beginning part, because I would definitely say I think I prefer the opening of Diamond Pearl compared to Platinum, where, like, though this is expedited by just having it happen right here, and, like, getting this conversation to get your Pokemon right away, there is something I like about the getting your first Pokemon in a moment of urgency that happens in the originals, where, you know, you go out into the tall grass, actually get attacked by Starly, and find the briefcase and have to save yourself. Like, there's something about that I really appreciate, but I also appreciate the sort of expediency of this and the fact that it lets us get a glimpse of Cyrus early on. Okay. That's actually a good-to-know thing. I very on and off pay attention to EVs and stuff like that, because largely speaking, you don't need to worry about it, but if you're doing challenge runs, it can be useful. All right. It is time for the big decision. Who is our starter? I'm gonna randomize it. Let's see what we get. I've got a dice here. Rolling as a D3. Alrighty. What's in the middle? Chimchar. Okay. Going back to my original starter. This is what I picked my first time playing through Diamond. So that actually is sort of fitting in a lot of ways. Alrighty. Well, we've got our Chimchar in hand, about to fight our rival. Let's see how well it goes. Hopefully it goes as well, if not better, as my little test run to make sure everything could work. Because for that one I did Turtwig just arbitrarily. And, well, no, I did Piplup, and he had Turtwig, and he just withdrawed the entire fight. So it went slowly, but I never, like, got hurt. Oh, Jesus. I did not realize Chimchar had that wide a spread. Like, I have not used the Chimchar line since I was a kid, so I was not familiar with Chimchar's game. I just would brute force my way through with, like, close combat or whatever that is, and get myself killed. God, Oh, that's cool! I didn't know there was a dialogue chain. We are getting to the point in the games where they actually have the room in the game files to have fun moments like that, which I always appreciate. I really appreciate touches like that. But yeah, I feel like this is the point where there's going to be a lot of trivia you guys are going to be able to give to me that just I've forgotten about or was never aware of. Yep, yeah, no, close combat was something I relied upon greatly, and it didn't work in my favor. I have very distinct memories of bashing my head against the wall of the Elite Four, trying to rely essentially exclusively on my starter, and just pacing out my close combats. Anyways, hopefully I don't lose here because I just am doing fuck all damage. I think I need 2 more hits and he probably just kills me here. Yeah, okay, wow, we lost our first battle! Oh boy, that's a great start. Oh, okay, that's good to know. I really ought to bring up some of the mons we're gonna end up with. Anyways, yeah, you won. It's not gonna stay that way because I'm gonna fucking die if I lose again in the future. Yeah, something I'm very excited for with this run is now that we're back to Gen 4 mechanics, moves actually are distributed between physical and special correctly, which is so nice. I very much appreciate that. That's a good point. I never really thought too much about that, but yeah, no, that is very true. I appreciate when the secondary typing works in the favor of, like, the balance of everything. It's really nice. Okay, yeah, nasty plot at 23. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Anyways, hell yeah, we have the running shoes now. Off we go. Not quite to the point where the real run starts, but we're getting there. Yep, let's go to the lake. Let's go meet Cyrus a bit. Okay, huh. Yeah, I'll want to maybe put some thought into that. I wasn't aware of how complex and diverse the Chimchar line's moves were. That actually could be very useful to keep in mind. Really could put together a good moveset realistically. In part, I think it'll depend on what we end up as the other mainstays in our party, though. Yeah, we get our brief glimpse of a legendary, and then we go off and do our own thing. We don't have any Pokeballs, my guy. Huh, alright. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what our teams end up looking like, because I'm very familiar with a lot of the Gen 4 Mons, but as I have mentioned with not really coming back to this gen much, I haven't played actually that much since childhood with them. So, as may be obvious with the Chimchar knowledge lacking, I do not necessarily know all the strategies of the Gen 4 Mons, and like what they're capable of. Yeah, that's something I always am unsure of in all of the games with, like, move relearning, of if you can get ones that are from previous evolutions. I think usually not, though there might be an exception for some of the gens. Alright. Anyways, we don't have to worry about catching this guy, because we are not at the point where we can catch anything. It's just free XP. Which we will need, because we did not win the first battle. Oh boy. Alright. Up we go. Yeah, no, that is fair. That is very fair. Very sort of glass cannon-y, hit hard and kill type Mon, which can be very useful if you use it right, which we'll see if I do. My success rate with that is not necessarily the best, but we'll see. Anyways, probably still kill even with the attack down. There we go. Who knew? With a 3-level gap, you win easily. Not quite to 6, okay. And now we have arrived in town. Hi, Dawn. I do really like that they involve the, like, opposite gender trainer that you don't pick as the assistant. Because, I don't know, I just like when all the characters are actually involved rather than it being just sort of an arbitrary option pick. I don't know. Yeah, no, that is very fair. We are to the point where getting moves like U-turn is a bit more viable in the base game, I suppose. I don't know what offhand has it, but yeah, there's a lot more strategy that we can actually apply at this point. Alright, what to call our first Mon? Let's see. Decult. Why not? Decult. As if there's any reasoning to my names. I just fucking slap sounds together until they make sense. Or, in some cases, don't make sense. All my Voltorb names. Alright. And we're almost to the actual start of the real run, wahoo! That is the one thing that is, for runs like this, a bit unfortunate. The further into the games we get, the amount of dialogue balloons to all hell. But I do not mind it for now. And once we're to games that I haven't played before, I'll mind it even less, because I'll be doing it for the first time. Yeah, very different. Very different. God, I say it almost every time you bring it up, but I need to read the manga. It's been something that even before we started these, like, Pokemon Nuzlocke streams, that I was tempted to do, but now that I hear so much more about it, yeah. Why don't we just get return immediately? Alright, we get the tour of the town, good old tutorial time. Yeah, no, that is very fair. As I've mentioned, despite it being my childhood Gen 4 has eluded me a lot in, like, my present day outside of the Gen 2 remakes. Alright. So, we are now almost free. What can we buy from the mart currently? We can get Pokeballs already. I know we're about to get like 5 or so, but I'll buy another 5 just so that we have a clean, robust amount for the initial stuff. And let's snag an antidote. Just don't need much, just 1. You never know. Let's leave it at that, though. Alright. Oh, interesting, huh? Oop. Misclicked. Alright. Time for a tutorial! Don't mind the screen going black for a moment. It's fine, everything's fine. The stream didn't die. Alright. Wait, did I miss something? Oh, do we have to go talk to our mom? Right, yeah, I forgot about that. We have a little bit more story that eludes us first. Huh, interesting. I feel like usually they try to avoid giving you duplicate TMs outside of, like, ones you can buy, but that's curious. Oh god, I did not heal. Anyways, it is a level 2 Bidoof. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. And I'm not worrying about running from these fights right now because EVs are nice, and also until it's more necessary, naturally gaining levels instead of using rare candies is really just a little bit better, arguably, with the EVs. Yeah. I had just forgotten that we have to head back home, but... Oh god, you're right, it should start as soon as you get Pokeballs. I had forgotten about that. I just killed that Mon. I might give myself a grace on that just because I wasn't thinking about that. I feel like that's fair. Because also, it's not like I'm manipulating anything by doing that. If I really wanted to be, like, fitting things as they are, I could wait until we run into a Bidoof again. But there's a chance that's just already the case. Alright. Yeah, okay, that is a good point. Technically, I guess Route 201 would be our starter. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't remember that by checking them on, like, where it says you caught it. That's actually a good way to keep track of what routes I have caught things on. Prior to now, I've basically been going on memory. We definitely were in Route 201 for our starter, because just at this point is the route, but just to make sure. Route 201, yeah. Okay, so technically, nothing has changed, unless I say that secretly that doesn't count, but I'm fine as that is. While we're here, let's go use this encounter, I suppose. Yeah. Anyways, oh hey, a Bidoof. Crazy. Alright. Gonna hit it once and then start throwing balls. Actually, I could hit it again. But I'm not gonna worry about it unless we fail this. Yeah, no, that is something that occurred to me when I was prepping things, but that's not necessary. Realistically, my opinion on using legendaries in Nuzlocke is, like, it's fine, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get them. Because they do often sort of trivialize certain fights. Alright, not always, though. Not every legendary is built the same. We got Membus! Membus the Bidoof. Decolt and Membus are our party at this point. Yes! Oddly enough, one of the more iconic HM holders of the series, I feel like. That might just be me, but I feel like Bidoof is sort of the HM holder, just overall. Yeah, inevitably we'll have a water type on our team, or at least someone who can use those to better service than a Bidoof. Alright. Yeah, alright, there we go. And now we go and get a tutorial on how to do the thing we've already done, unless it skips it because we've already done it. Gonna just heal up real quick. Make sure I'm at full. And then we'll keep going. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't remember clearly if the lakes, outside of, you know, the legendary stuff, if they had a higher, like, level corner. That is a good question. That is a very good question. I suppose it'll only be answered if we end up needing to start a new run or something like that, but we'll see. If they do follow in the footsteps, they will just kill so many things and then die before it's their time, so we'll see. Really depends on how much use we get out of Membus. It's time to sit back and watch a tutorial on the thing I already did. On this next route, I think this next route is where you can start getting Shinx. Yeah. Our options are going to be, not counting Bidoof, because we've already got one, Starly, Shinx, or Kricketot. Very nice, very nice. We effectively have an equal chance of Starly and Shinx, apparently. And Kricketot is the unlikely one, though we might have to fight our way through a variety of Bidoofs, because they are the most common thing by far. But honestly, I'll be happy with a Shinx or a Starly, because I'm a big fan of both of those lines. Thank you for the Pokeballs. I will use those to great effect. Yeah, true. Very true. Yeah, we are going to be dealing with the nighttime encounters almost entirely in this run, unless I, like, between streams, pick up extra encounters or something like that earlier in the day. But that'll largely depend on if it's worth bothering. Oh, okay, nice crit Decolt, good start. Yeah, I'm just gonna be walking through the route until we find something that isn't a Bidoof. Alright. Alright, I don't think we can avoid this. We're fine here. Membis is not meant for fighting yet, but it's fine. Oh. Yeah, okay. That might be something I have to do off-stream if we end up with a Budu. Because I am a fan of Budu in that line. I remember having one in my early teams as a kid. And I definitely had struggles evolving it as well. But yeah, I can deal with that. I can off-stream do some shenanigans. Anyways, hopefully we don't lose to Cult here and immediately lose this run. Okay, that did 6 damage? Ugh. Maybe I should have trained up a little bit. As Membis will not survive. They only have the one mon... How much health does Membis have? 14? What moves does Membis have? Tackle. Well, if the Cult stays in, they're gonna die. Drastically lower attack, but it's really our only option. Yeah, okay. Didn't expect this initial part to be suddenly so deadly. But, we'll do our best. Come on, Membis, you can definitely take a hit. Ooh, okay, that's half the health. And they quick attack, so Membis dies. That... Please tell me we don't die to the first trainer. That would fucking suck. We've already lost Membis. Anyways, I guess in a way they are our run kit equivalent because... Okay, we just lose. We just lose. Do I even bother calling that a real fail at this point? Like, if I restart, it's just gonna be the same dialogue. Oh, that is embarrassing. Just for the sake of not wasting our time, I might just say never mind to that, we keep going, because I don't see the merit in starting over yet. Yeah, no, that is 2 losses this early on, which to an extent you can't blame me for the one. That one I obviously could have been a little more trained up, I just didn't expect the first fight to be that dangerous. Yeah, I'm not gonna restart on that, though technically the run is already active. Yeah. I feel like y'all can understand. That is a good thing to do, though. Let's see what natures are. We might just have sort of gotten fucked. We've got a gentle nature on the Cult, and a mild nature on Membis. I don't know my natures well, but are both of those neutral natures where it doesn't change stats? It looks like it, because I think Gen 4 tells you if stats are changed by nature. Huh. Well then. But yeah, whether or not you think that makes the run a non-entity, too bad. Because I feel like this will just be better if I don't waste our time. Maybe an extra encounter will help. God, Intimidate this early is wild. Means it'll be easier to not kill it, though. Yeah, because I feel like it's safe to say if we restarted, we would just pick the same thing and catch another Bidoof, because they are so common. Okay, worth checking then. I thought Gen 4 told what the actual move natures were. I guess not, though. Or at least, like, what stats they apply to. Natures... just pulling it up for my own sake. I also gotta name our lad, though. I'm very happy to get a Shinx. That's a nice addition to the team early on. Lloyd Jeff. We're getting to the weird names already. Alright. Well, we have one more guy. Probably a good idea to have more than one capable Pokemon and not have them low health, though, so I'm going to do a little bit of training on my guys, also known as let Membus fight something on the way back to the Poké Center. Okay, that's good to know. I definitely feel like this is the gen where a lot of types start to be much more accessible, because I feel like in all of the previous gens, there's very few accessible electric types, largely speaking. At least, like, for Nuzlocke purposes. Anyways, I'm not going to risk Membus anymore. Gonna swap to Decolt. It's gonna be split XP, but that's fine. Maybe I'll get the rare candies here in a minute. I'm also just, at the same time as doing this, pulling up the natures of our lads. Which, what, we had Modest and Calm, I think? There we go, finishing with a crit again. Looks like... Oh, Decolt to 7, that's nice. Learning Ember, that's nice. Yeah, looks like mild buff special attack reduces defense. So that would explain things. That would certainly explain things. Our already squishy Chimchar is even squishier. Alright, Membus, you should not stay in. I'm honestly... Oh, no. The Colt can take a hit, and then we can see if we need to run. But yeah, and then Calm is special defense up, attack down. So Membus is such a fucking tank, or at least will be. Yeah, that is going to be one good thing for Decolt. Having fighting in time for the gym will be very nice. I guess I should check the nature on our Shinx. Alright. Once we head back and heal up, I'm gonna... I'll bring the rare candies in then, I think. Get my friend in here to help me out. But before I do, let's check the nature on Shinx. Good old Lloyd Jeff. The naive Lloyd... Yeah. Yeah, so... Oh, gentle. Gentle is what we had, not mild. What is that, then? I mixed those up. Oh, gentle is special defense up, defense down. Okay. So both of them have... defense... Oh, no, mild... Okay, yeah, okay. That's why I was mixing up. Alright, yeah, so... Actually, Membus is our special attacker nature-wise, and Decolt is our special defense at cost of defense. Not great. That actually explains the stat layout. Huh. And then Lloyd Jeff is naive, which means speed up, special defense down. Okay. So Lloyd Jeff is even faster and more special attacking, which not bad actually, not horrible. Oh yeah, XP will be real easy in a bit. Yeah, actually in that case, with that in mind, I don't want to lose that next fight again immediately, but I think with just the couple extra levels we have, we can probably manage it. They have one guy, and we were one hit away from winning. So even if I just run from fights on the way so that we're at full health, we should be fine. Yeah, speed is one of those stats that it either really doesn't matter or it is the most important thing, I feel like. Yeah, we don't have Spark yet, I don't think, but we can double check that in a moment. I forgot to check the moves. Probably worth doing before we get into a fight. Just tackle, Jesus. Okay, Lloyd Jeff sure does need to learn some stuff. Let's see if this goes better this time, now that we're a level higher and have more fodder. Though I don't want to use anything for fodder. Come on, we can do this. We have a stab move now. Yeah, we're fine. We just needed Ember. We just needed Ember. Should kill or get close to it. Oh wow, we must have high rolled before, huh? God, yeah, a full 10 levels before Spark on Lloyd Jeff. God. Okay, we handle that much better once we just have a good move for the level range. That'd do it. Alright. Alright, is this another fight? What's our state? Surely we're fine. Surely. What do you have for us? What must we face? Oh, last Natalie. A Bidoof, crazy! Why did I not take Ember? I need to put Ember first. Luckily, we're just dealing with the one Mon, so we should be fine, but need to not make mistakes like that. Ugh, especially if they're critting us like that. Scary, scary, scary. I don't know if there's another trainer fight in this route, but it's scary for Decolt. For now, I'll pivot Lloyd Jeff in for now. See if we can get them some stuff. Kill the bird. The Intimidate actually is going to massively help with Lloyd Jeff's safety. That is actually going to be huge when leveling. Not that we're going to be doing actual, like, grind leveling for long. Yeah, okay, a bug... Ooh, nice crit. Yeah, if there's a bug trainer, we should be fine. Though we're a bit low health, but we should realistically outspeed and obliterate them instantly with a stab super effective move. So realistically, we'll be fine. I say as I do something bold. Do I risk it? No, because I want to take things safe. I'll heal up again. Means we get more XP. Things take a little bit longer, but better than dying. I'm honestly shocked at how many mandatory routes there are, not routes, mandatory trainers there are on the first real route. That's sort of surprising to me. I forgot how, like, severe it is. Yeah, no, the jump of level between the things you're catching and the things you're fighting is a bit much, because I think you don't get higher than level 4 in the grass, pretty much. Oh, but anyways, God, this battle is just a slow endurance match. Attrition. Oh, this hurts. But it'll be good XP because it's a higher level. I hate that it's just reducing our attack. We just need one good crit, though. One good crit will do it. And eventually, they won't be able to lower our attack anymore. Or we can just miss. That's always an option. Great, it's attacking us now, and it does drastically more damage, and we missed twice in a row? What? What the fuck? We might need to pivot in someone else. At least it's wasting turns on pointless growls. God, this Starly is just throwing away the battle. Yeah, I think to not risk losing Loijef this early in the run, maybe we pivot to Membis, who has decent tanking and not massively debuffed defense, but... Yeah, no, so far the person who's critting the most is our main starter, which is nice. We'll see if it goes that way. Or maybe Membis really is the Rum Kiss. Just immediately come out with the crit. Okay. I'll take it. Anyways, get me out of here. No! I can just run from this one. It is a level 2 Bidoof, though. But I'm not going to risk Loijef while they're at 5 health. A crit will just kill them if we're not careful. And as we have learned, Bidoof are scary. They are very wrathful if we're going by the example of our dear friend Membis. Okay. God, I missed the fucking auto-run button of the Gen 2 remakes. Alright. With this, though, hopefully we can get to the last trainer and just obliterate them, and then we'll be good, and we can properly continue. In the meantime, though, I will leave Loijef in front to get some training. Maybe. We shall see how wrathful Membis is. Oh boy, the mirror match. Oh yeah, if we ever get to Sun and Moon, we gotta get ourselves an Alolan Rattata. The return of Rumkiss's cousin will be great. Alright. Something tells me we're not winning this mirror match. It feels like we're taking more damage than we're dealing. Yeah, it almost certainly either they were just high rolling and we're just low rolling, or this thing has better attack through, like, nature or whatever. Let's just swap. Let's get Membis in here for the other half. I honestly forgot how fucking brutal early game is for Nuzlocks. Just by the fact that you don't have options, strategies are sort of non-existent. Alright, I think we can survive one more hit. Yeah. If this doesn't kill, we're pivoting. It kills, we're fine. Membis is barely alive, but they're doing it. And Loijef goes to 4. That's good. Membis is almost there. Let's get them out of the front and trust into Colt to lead us to victory from here on out. Yeah, no, I cannot wait until we can get repels. That will be much appreciated once we get there. Anyways, Ember! Might even one-shot. Not quite. Yeah, we're fine. The sheer difference between even just level, like, 3 or 4 and 8 is absurd. Like, I feel like a little bit of a level gap is always relevant, but I feel like it really is early. Alright, yeah. Unavoidable, but I think we can handle it, especially if he has bugs. Ah, a Burmy! Okay. This thing will burn alive. I really need to move Ember to the front. Yeah, that's a one-shot. We would have been fine. We could have just come here from the start. And we're level 9. I ought to check what the level cap is, because we still have a ways to go. Ooh, talent, okay. Until the first gym. Level 14 is our cap, okay. I think we have another rival battle before that, though. So we'll want to make sure we're ready for that. Is there an item over here? There is. Every item counts right now, but I guess we're fighting something first. Oh god, yeah, all the forms, yeah. Alright. Burn the bird. Ow. Surprisingly tanky, all things considered. Ooh. There we go. And now, what's in the ball? What do we get? A potion! Vaguely useful! Yeah, I almost forgot about the Pokemon School, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, I always forget which levels the Mons evolve at. But yeah, okay, so level 14 is when Chimchar evolves, assuming we don't wait. Cool, cool. Anyways, yes, hello, Looker. A nasty plot is tempting, but it would mean not evolving. I'm basically not paying attention to what I'm saying. I don't know what I agreed to. Yeah, so realistically, it's if we want nasty plot, we have to wait and not evolve. But if we evolve, we get Mach Punch, and the first gym is easy. Realistically, it's probably fine without nasty plot, despite nasty plot being really good. That's a tricky one. I guess it'll depend on what other Mons we've got in our pocket. Alright, gonna heal up because most of our folks are injured, and let's double check what we're getting ourselves into with the Pokemon School. Alright, there's our heal. Let's go. So the trainer school. Yeah, okay, so we find our rival there, but then no, like, fight or anything. And then there's 2 battles in the corner, okay. And an item. Crazy! An item we'll definitely use later. Yeah, no, if we get a Badoo, that should handle things pretty well. So if we wanted to, we could rely on our little grass guy. But that depends on what we catch. Okay. Let's see, what are the fights, though? I don't want to rush into them if we're under-leveled. Why does Bulbapedia's walkthrough not say what the fights are? Concerning. Just gotta real quick double check this, because I do not want a repeat of before. Maybe I can find it here. Where are they? There it is. Do they both just have they have level 6 Abras each that both just know hidden power and teleport. Okay. Oh no, sorry, that's in Diamond Pearl. They changed it up in Platinum. Level 6 Starly, level 6 Bidoof. Okay. Nothing crazy. Alright, in which case we are totally fine for that. Colt can burn them. Just to oblivion. Let's do it. Should be fine. We fought stuff like this already on the route, and it surely was no issue just before. What do you mean? Okay. Makes sense to me, though, that they changed it from... Oh, using X attack immediately. Okay. Wacky. Trying to doesn't matter if we crit! Colt, hell yeah! Fuck you and your buff items. They don't do anything if you're dead. Alright. 10th level, hell yeah. Okay, so our attack and special attack are effectively the same, but attack is a little better right now. That might be because, well, Eevees wouldn't influence it that much yet. Time for the other one, which probably won't get one shot because it's a Bidoof and we probably won't crit again. Yeah, they're trying to teach me about, like, X attack items and shit like that, and I'm just teaching the Colt to burn things to a crisp. Presumably we don't one-shot. No, we don't. But if we crit, we will, probably. Either way, 2-shot is enough. Now that we have properly burned them to a crisp, let's get our hidden power. Alright, talk to her friend. Who's the friend? Thank you for the potion. Yes, I know how to use a potion. Is it them? Or is the potion our gift? I was lied to! Where's my hidden power, TM? Huh. Okay, I guess not. Weird. I guess they replaced it with a potion for some reason. Alrighty. Oh, I actually just realized, were we actually technically in the, like, afternoon mode until just now? Because I feel like the lighting just changed. Yeah, there was a definite lighting change. Oh, no, it's fine. I think that is a case of Diamond Pearl being different than Platinum, because, in Diamond Pearl, apparently, they had two, as I mentioned, hidden power Abras, so presumably you got it there, but I guess not in Platinum for some reason. Anyways, time to talk to the clowns. Yes. You do gain XP from fighting things. There's our first coupon. I do not mind the extra fights because they were easy and they're just extra XP. Yes, they can. What do you mean the Ye Shengguang animated short just released? What the fuck? Okay, okay. Cool. I guess I'll react to that on stream. But I might wait a moment. I might get to a more satisfying endpoint than randomly talking to clowns. I didn't even pay attention to what that question was. Good to know that all the questions were yes. Aw. Okay. Well then. Yeah, no, I think at the very least I'll go to the point of fighting our rival again, if not the gym. But yeah, I guess I'll interrupt the Pokemon for that. All right. Oh boy, I knew that there was gonna be a lot of stuff just because they announced that there was gonna be the like animated short demos, of course, and stuff like that, but I did not expect a Tuesday animated short drop. Huh. Anyways, let's see what we get on Route 204. Also, get this item. Yeah, no, I mean, inevitably, they, yo, we got a Badoo, that's gonna be good for the gym. Inevitably, they do release a few things before the release of the actual version, and just so you know, though I am going on vacation by the time of the... oh god, poison. Of the actual release, I am going on vacation literally the day of, so, like, the 30th is when I leave for vacation, so anything that releases prior to next Tuesday, I'll have the time to make a video on, presumably. Oh god, absorb. Yeah, this thing's gonna... Jesus Christ, Lloyd Jeff, get the fuck out of there. Decolt! Hi, buddy! Come on! This buddy was terrifying. I'm just gonna throw a ball and see what happens. Did we have confirmation she was getting a teaser? I thought we just got confirmation on short, demo, and EP. I might be misremembering, but those are the only ones I remember being announced. The Badoo sound is etched into my brain, and it is so feeble. I love it. We did get an antidote for essentially this exact reason, though, so we're fine on that front. Mbomba. Weird-ass name. Alright. This is why we buy an antidote. There we go. Let's make sure that Lloyd Jeff is fully healed. But yeah, no, I feel like more and more lately, Hoyo has been releasing things when I'm streaming. It keeps happening. Oh yeah, no, I was very much the same. In my, like, original run, I'm pretty sure I took my Badoo / Roselia / Roserade all the way as well. So I know the feeling. Ooh, a Bomba has an item. What you got there? Poison Barb. What? Is it something that normally they have that I'm forgetting about? Ups the power of poison type moves? Holy shit, okay. A Bomba just coming in with the nice item. Alright. Gonna see if I can avoid these trainers. Not gonna be able to avoid... No, I don't know if that was even a trainer, but we avoided them. Ravage Path. Does this have something that I should avoid for later? Let's see. What does Ravage Path have at its disposal? It has, in Platinum, Zubat and Psyduck. Zubat is nice. Zubat is nice. If we came back when we can surf, we could get just the upgraded version, so that doesn't matter. If we had a fishing rod of varying types, we could get stuff, but okay. There's nothing really of too much concern here. The biggest thing is we're losing out on a chance at a Geodude by not being Diamond or Pearl. Alright. In which case, let's pick this up and get our encounter. Yeah, the Kid Me was not good at building teams for certain. I already said the thing about bashing my head against the wall relying on my Infernape, but I at some point a while ago remember like opening up my original Platinum save and realizing that despite having beaten the game, I'm pretty sure, I just had an unevolved Gibble in my party. And I have no idea what the context of that was. Anyways, why am I putting Loijeff in the line of fire so often here? They should not be fighting a level 6. They did their job by intimidating it. That is a very good point. That is a very good point. If we catch this Zubat, we will be much better off for encounters later. Thought I'd just throw a ball since we have the level advantage, and there we go, we got it. Didn't want to risk attacking it with a, you know, actually somewhat developed Mon. There we go, we already have some decent Mons in the party. And then we have Bidoof. Chriswiv. I feel like my names are especially weird recently. Okay. Off we go. Let me get Loijeff out of the front so that he's not dying. Bring Decolt to the front. Decolt is already almost to half, so we want to be careful about that. Oh, God. Yeah, that sounds brutal. I would not... God. Having to share a single... oh god, a single version of the game between 3 people is brutal. I imagine how that could get you very familiar with the early game, though. Almost quick-turned us. We've avoided a quick turn. That is good. Alright. Gonna heal up. Maybe grab another antidote just to be safe. and then we will go to fight our rival. / catch something else. What level is our rival? Mm-mm. 7 and 9 for their 2 Mons. Okay. We should be fine. Especially if Budu is made a little bit more capable. What does Budu have currently? A lax nature, poison point, of course, and absorb and growth. Okay. Yeah, no, I remember there being some good cave stuff later. I don't know all of it for sure, but I remember there being some good stuff. Alright, what was that nature? Lax? Higher defense, lower special defense. Okay. Nothing too, like, crazy. Alright, these are... I forgot the rival fight is, like, immediate. Well, oops. Well, I just put a little grass guy in front of a bird. Oops. Oops! Hopefully this does not end horribly for us because of that. Does it have... It's 3 levels higher. I'm not going to leave a Bulma in, regardless of if it has a viable move. Let's see how well the Colt can sweep this Starly. Yeah, I expected him to be later in the route. That may be a difference between Diamond and Platinum. I feel like I remember him being later in the route, but I might be thinking of a different route. I'll take the one-shot crit. That is what we like to see. Ooh, a quick call. If that is in Platinum, that will be nice, but not for right now. Yeah, this fight, I forgot that it was immediately at the route. Is it just in the apartment there? Because if it is, I'll double back for that. God, we are not doing damage. Thankfully, it seems like they don't have a water-type move. So we are just slowly fucking it up. And if necessary, I can pivot once our attack is low enough. Because honestly, Loijeff might be able to handle this with Intimidate. Especially once we get them low. Assuming they don't have, like, a potion or something. The fact that they're growling so much is sort of annoying, but honestly good in the long run. He has an item. It does not say on the thing I'm looking at, so... Okay. I will double back for that, then. Appreciate the information. Okay, now it's finally attacking, and it is doing much more damage than we're doing to it, but that's fine. Actually, because our attack is getting so massively debuffed, though it resists, it might actually be worth embering. Let's see how much this does. Yeah, that is objectively better in this case, though I think I need to pivot now. Because, well, no, we should just kill. If we miss, dear God, okay, good, we did it. It was a crit to finish. Okay, sure. Just to make sure that we killed for sure. I'll take it. And now we're to 11. Cool. There we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, fair. Alrighty, we survived the fight despite opening with the plant against the bird. In which case, gonna heal up, and then snag that quick claw. And then we will make our way to the next fight. And then, once we either beat the first gym or die to it, which I seriously doubt will happen if I get our little Abomba up to power. Who knows, we'll see though. Then I will pivot over to the animated short reaction for Ye Shengguang, and we'll go from there. Alright, there we go, quick claw, perfect. Let's see, who's gonna get the most use out of it right now? Just trying to look at, like, comparatively speeds. Honestly, Dekult is pretty decently fast right now because of their nature. I mean, still nice to have in general. I am going to check, though, if it's even really necessary against what we're going to be going up against immediately here on any of our Mons. Because, man, is, Rourke's Pokemons, they're all just slow. Onix is the fastest one at base speed of 70, which, compared to a Chimchar, not even a Monferno, okay, base speed-wise, it would be outsped by an Onix. Alright, either way though, I'll save to determine who really needs it for later, and for now, I'll just throw it on Dekult. Because that way the main lad we're using might just hit even faster on the ones that beat him. Also, actually, wait a minute, I just realized. Okay, no, never mind. For a second, I thought Dekult was female, and I was missing that. Whenever there is a female starter, I always get sort of excited, because it is rare. Yeah, I forgot a Bulma got XP from that. Yeah, so we haven't caught anything on this route, so let's do that now. Oh! Immediately throwing the ball. Immediately throwing the ball. God, I wish a Bulma wasn't the one out, so we had the tight, like, level advantage. But come on! Give me a free Abra, please. Please give me a free Abra. Free Abra! Hell yeah! That's huge. That is huge. Early Psychic type. Obviously, Psychics are not as absurd as they were in, like, Gen 1 or anything, but hell yeah. Ronlit. Yeah, is Onix the only thing there, or because we didn't get a Geodude, is Geodude an option? I'll double check as we make our way through the route. Oh, actually, I should have gone up through that grass so that I could get that item. Let's see. Multitasking is a thing I'm very good at. Hey, there's a Pokeball. Oh, right, there is a cave. I forgot about Orbird Gate. Let's see. Yeah, there's apparently... What we'll have chances of catching are Psyduck or Geodude. Okay. In which case, both of those are fine for catch-wise, I think. So we should be okay there. But then once we get to the mines, we will see what we have there. But Psyduck is the more likely of the two for the gate, apparently. So we'll see how that is. Anyways, I'm going to do a growth to maybe see if a Bulma can do some shit. And they do something that doesn't affect us. I'll take it. And honestly, I'm going to do another one. Because I want the Absorbs to actually do something. How much damage does this do? More than I would love. How much does our Absorb do? Jesus Christ, we're at 21 people here, according to what I'm looking at here. I think that's, like, almost a record for me. What the fuck? Jesus, that's, like, no damage. Those growths weren't really worth it, I guess. God, I have a new light now, and I'm not used to its placement. Yeah, this fight is gonna take too long, so I'm just gonna pivot to something that will kill quicker. The fact that we have just a full team of 6 and one of them is an Abra is wild to me. Yeah, if only it was already a water type. Would have made things very easy. Yo, the Quick Claw! Very important Quick Claw, of course. Oh boy. Alright. Time for the killing blow. And it's a crit. The Colts loves the killing crits. Hell yeah. I mean, I hope they do it in the more important fights. I hope they do. Almost walked into that guy. Don't know if they're a trainer, but gonna be careful nonetheless. Gonna be extra careful because I want that item, but I don't want to run into trainers if I can help it. Ah, an X-Defend. Incredible. And then there's something up here. Not sure what it is, though. Another Abra. Well, this thing's gonna run away from me, but that's fine. We already have one of our own. Absorb it. Kill it in one shot. No, it's faster than us. Alright. A repel? Oh, you shouldn't have. I'm not gonna use it quite yet, but that's nice. Oh, a Cricketot. One of the only other things we could catch in this area. I just realized we didn't get a Snarly earlier, huh? I feel like our runs have really not had flying types much. Like, obviously we've had Pidgeys before, but I feel like there's been a real lack of flying types that manage to reach our teams. Yeah, no, like, very much so Colt is landing in the same range as our Chikorita was, of just critting constantly. Bide won't mean much if you're a crisp. Alright, though it's split between the two, that probably should level a Bomba. Yeah, there it is. Alrighty. Let's keep going. Slowly getting a Bomba to be powerful. Alright, looks like a mandatory fight. Bomba's a little bit hurt, but if we're against a rock type, we should be fine. Oh no, this guy I think just gives us, gives us a thing. Yeah, HM. Yeah, I know about Rock Smash. Yeah, and then we can't get down there yet, so we're just dealing with what's here. What do we get? A Psyduck. Okay. Let's see if we catch it. A Bomba will be super effective against this, but we probably don't kill because it's Absorb. Yeah, we're fine. And it heals us enough at the same time that we should... Oh, and the Poison Point. That does make things slightly concerning. I think I'll just start throwing balls rather than risking it lower. Yeah, I remember there being more in the bottom. I just forgot if we could access it at all. There we go. We've been really lucky with the first ball throws. Everything's been getting caught. Yes, let's name our Psyduck. Way-wa-wee. Off to the box you go, way-wa-wee. Though honestly, it wouldn't be a horrible idea to pull them into the team for a rock-type gym. Assuming they know a water-type move. That's a Zubat, we already have one of those. We could probably replace our Zubat, because bringing a flying type into a rock gym does not sound smart. Yeah, I have no idea what our endgame team is going to look like. I'm very curious to see how it goes. I can't think of many Gen 4 water types, though. Despite being my childhood gen, I'm very sort of not perfect on what a lot of the gens are. But Pokemon are for specific typings. What are the water types of Gen 4? Anyways, I'm gonna actually do this fight so a Balman can get XP. Because it's relatively safe with Absorb. Let's see. Right, I forgot about Floatzel. That's like one of the water types of Gen 4 in my mind. Honestly, shocked I was forgetting about that. Oh, and then I guess they're water ground, I think, but aren't there the little like slug guys? I'm forgetting what they're called. Alright, a Balmba knows water sport for some reason now. Nearly out of the cave. Thank God we can avoid all the trainers. Alright. Gastrodon, that's it. Yeah, I remember Gastrodon as a Pokemon, not as much by name because I'm horrible with names. Just because I know a lot of people are a big fan of Gastrodon. Hi, Barry. I gotta go to the mines before you'll get out of my way. Might as well heal while I'm here, though. Alright, what shall the mines have in store? Probably a Geodude, I would imagine. Yeah, Geodude or Onix are what we're gonna be getting. And Geodude is by far the more likely. Okay. Yeah, let's get him. Just a few water ground types, nothing much, just 3. Alright, I know there's some items around there, but I'm just gonna go for the cave right away. A Pokeball, that's nice. I guess we still could run into an Onix, so every Pokeball is valuable. Dude, it is, alright. Yeah, there really are a lot of good Pokemon in Gen 4, I guess. Alright. Presumably an Absorb doesn't one-shot. It's really bad. That's a lot more than I expected. I mean, oh god, it's poisoned. We need to catch this thing now. I mean, it's in the red, we have a level on it. Surely we catch it. We've been getting everything in one ball so far. Come on. There we go. Yet to have a potential catch get killed. That is very nice. There we go, we got a Geodude. Let's see how long we can hold on to it for. Ooh. Yeah, that... Getting Brick Break would be good. Getting Brick Break would be very good. Turkestan. Turkestan, I guess. Alright, there we go. Let's keep moving. Oh, I guess I could repel now that we've already got our encounter, but hey. We kill these guys pretty quickly, and we want more XP on a Bomba anyways. Want to get them as close to ready for the fight as possible. The level of nostalgia for the Gen 4 music for me is absurd. Just any of these songs, when I'm hearing them, they are igniting something in me. Yeah, no, with Brick Break in mind, assuming that Chimchar can learn Brick Break, that makes things very easy for us, actually, in deciding what to do. Assuming I don't want to save it. Or, you know, rely on a Bomba. But having more than one Mon who has super effective moves is probably a good idea. Yeah, this is good XP for a Bomba, all things considered. Okay. There we go. Does that get us level? It does. Very nice. Level 8. It'd be... Jesus, that was a lot of XP. It'd be real fucking nice if we could learn a better grass move than Absorb. But, I mean, whatever. We'll see. Hi, Geodude. They're slowly upping the level of the Mons we're fighting, but we're just killing them all the same. There we go, immediately to level 9. But no new moves still. I don't know when Budu learns fucking anything. Ooh, escape rope, that's nice. Alright. There's our guy. Showing us how Rock Smash works. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess, realistically, then, we are at the question of, do we delay the evolution or not? This Nasty Plot would be really nice. What are we losing out on, with delaying? Jesus, a crit, okay. Because we'll learn Fury Swipe's Flame Wheel on the way. Where Monferno... A potion, okay. Monferno gets the same, other than the addition of Mach Punch. So, that is the main thing, is we would be losing out on Mach Punch to gain Nasty Plot. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Obviously, we wouldn't be getting Nasty Plot for a while. Just based on, like, level caps is the other thing. Because, let's see... Rodinia is a level cap of 22, so it would be right after the second gym that we would get it if we delayed. That is tricky. Anyways, Bulma's level 10 now and has Stun Spore. That's nice. Very much appreciated. I mean, honestly, with how cleanly we're eviscerating these Geodudes at this point, a Bulma might be able to get the sweep. And then, obviously, Mach Punch won't do anything special for us specifically against the Grass Gym. So it's not like it's going to help us there. But yeah, given the fact that we're one-shotting level 7 Geodudes with Absorb, I mean, immediately we're going to be going up against much higher level by the time of the gym, but let's see what the remaining moveset is for Badoo. There's not another item over here, is there? No. Alright. Honestly, I'll probably do the rest of the leveling of Badoo there, but actually I don't need to. I'll just do the rare candy stuff. Alright, I don't know what other items are out and around here, or if any of them are super relevant, but I'll just take a gander around. Aha, 2 items. A dire hit, crazy. And a yellow shard. Alright, realistically at this point we're pretty much ready for the gym though, outside of level. Just gonna heal up for simplicity of making sure we're fine. Yeah, I am gonna double check Badoo's move list though. Yeah, no, realistically, any really good items will be from the hidden item thing. Just gonna get situated with our best possible team. Wee, what you got? Adamant Nature. Cloud9. Nothing water type yet, other than Water Sport. But hey, we'll take you along because we gotta get someone else out of the party anyways. Being Zubat. We do not want a flying type in the rock gym. Alright. And I'll take Abra out if Abra doesn't learn anything by 14, but I think they might. Yep. Yeah, no, since it's night, we're not getting the Badoo evolution. Alright, just gonna real quick pull up Badoo's moveset, though. They learn Mega Drain at 13. That's pretty nice upgrade, all things considered. $15 PP should be enough. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Oh, it's 10 PP. No, in Gen 1 through 3. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, that should do it, realistically. Alright, anyways, with that in mind, I'm going to real quick save. Yeah, checking if someone can learn Rock Smash would be a good idea. Let's see. Can Chimchar learn Rock Smash? I think they can. But gonna double check just in case while we're waiting for the egregiously long save of Gen 4. There it is. Yeah, they can learn Rock Smash. So we could teach that to them. Alright, so we have that. Gonna pivot over to here so I can get my friend in to who works at Nintendo, indeed, to get in there and get us some rare candies. Let me throw on the music real quick again, just to have something in the background. Well, what am I doing? I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. just so it's not overpowering me while I'm just chatting here. Alright. Let's see. Getting my friend on the phone. Here we go. I'm very happy so far with what we've gotten encounter-wise, honestly. It's honestly going pretty well, I'd say. Let's see. Get us the rare candies, my guy! And I'm just gonna get us enough for a while. Since we don't have the risk of filling the bag that we had in Gen 3. There we go. Let's do this. There it is. Buddy bo bo. Getting back into the game now. Everything should be sorted. Yep. We are ready. We got the stuff. Yeah. Yeah, no, the start was rough, definitely, but we're good now. For now. So, going up to the level cap of 14, let's do it. A Bomba will be hopefully our sweeper, but we'll have Rock Smash on anyone who can learn it, just for safety. Realistically, I don't need to teach it to everyone. Probably just Membus and Decolt would be fine. Assuming Membus can do it. Anyways, Mega Drain, I don't need Water Sport. Just for the sake of having more attack options for now. Gonna keep Absorb. Yeah, no, berries are not gonna be an option yet. Alright, last level for a Bomba. And then we move to other members. And I'm gonna speed up for this so we're not wasting our time, really. Whoa, learned Growl? Crazy. And do my best not to overlevel anyone. Defense Curl? Crazy. Real valuable, of course. 2 more levels on Membus. Rollout! That's nice, that's nice. Always good to have Rollout. I gotta say, Rollout is one of those moves that I never really used that much in personal runs, but ever since it got some really good use in some of the previous Nuzlocks we did on the channel, I've very much turned around on it. It is very nice. Okay, we got Charge. We're gonna get Spark in a moment here, I believe. I think 13 is what one of you said. Yep, 13 for Spark. And there we are, level 14. I don't think it is, but Rollout's just nice. I appreciate it. Probably worth double-checking, though. You never know with these things. Don't want to get too distracted, though, because don't want to overlevel anybody. Do not evolve, my guy, my friend. You are staying as a baby. We need you to be devious in the future. You need to become a devious little fella who plots and schemes. We are building a criminal. Alright. Now let's see. Water gun! We will carry their weight, finally. Well, finally, as if I had them for that long. Alright. And that's 14. Let's see. Rock to rock. There is literally no interaction. Ah, disable. Yeah, might as well. Don't think I'm going to be really using Scratch much. Though admittedly, I don't think I'm going to be using Water Sport even more. Oh god, yeah, if we want Slack Off. Decolt very well may become the Mon that we sit in the back until we're ready for them to become all-powerful. Oh boy. Really depends on how much we want to just sort of control things. Alright, does Fromlet learn any suitable moves in this level range? Hopefully. Doesn't, like, it doesn't matter that much. Because we have some good answers already to this trainer, but always appreciate it if we have them on who can actually do something. Apparently not! When does Abra even learn anything in this gen? Alright, in that case, I guess I'll bring our Geodude along, just for the sake of having something that isn't just a sponge. Turkestan. Yeah, Abra is certainly a thing. Yeah, true. Alright, let's get Turkestan up to snuff. Though I don't expect to use them really in this fight. Rock Polish, okay, okay. Ooh, Rock Throw, that's nice. Much better than Mud Sport. Actually getting a stab move, always nice. Let's keep going. We've already used like half a stack of rare candies, Jesus Christ. And there we go. Everyone is leveled. And now let's see how things go. As soon as I teach not Brick Break, Rock Smash to a person or two. Jesus, so many people can learn it. I'll teach it to Decolt because they're going to be losing out on Mach Punch. So giving them a fighting move is just good in the long run in general. Yeah, Taunt is wacky. I'll get rid of Leer because I never really use defense-lowering moves anyways, and Taunt might have a use case at some point, but it will be on the chopping block soon. Yeah, Volkner is always a little bit of a funny scenario, I feel. I'll teach this to Membus, because that way if we turn Membus into our HM holder, no matter what happens to Decolt, we'll have someone who can Rock Smash. There we go. And realistically, we don't need to teach it to anyone else, but maybe teaching it to Turkestan just to have them with a counter to their own typing. I don't think we need to teach it to Weiwei, though, because Weiwei already has a water-type move, and that should be fine. There we go! So Loijef is not doing much in this fight, but at least they're not actually weak to what we're going against. As far as I know. Oh, I guess they're weak to ground, but that's just a secondary typing on some of the mons, not the main typing. And nothing's gonna have Earthquake this early. Alright. A Balmba will try to sweep. The Weiwei can be pivoted into. Loijef we could use Intimidate tactics if necessary. Membus is already showing their tanking potential. Turkestan will have good tanking potential, and Decolt is our last resort, I guess. Everybody's gotta get Rock Smash. Alright, in we go. I'm to avoid the 2 trainers by just going up some stairs. Alright, it's time. First gym. Let's do it. Surely this will go well. We have a lot of well set up mons for this. Level 12 Geodude. Let's see how 2 levels up and Mega Drain go against that. And we outspeed, that's nice. I guess I could have given the Quick Claw to someone who needs it a little more, but whatever. That's a one-shot. That's a one-shot. Cool. In which case, we probably one-shot the Onix, I think. Though it might outspeed us. It's also level 12. Yeah, it does outspeed us. Stealth Rock, okay. So let's just not pivot. I think a Bomba is gonna be fine. We didn't need all those Rock Smashes, but whatever. Yeah, that's another one-shot. And then we'll be dealing with the Ace, which is the only thing that might cause us any effort. Oh, and the mid-fight level up. Not at all intentional, but I'll take it. Oh god, yeah, that would have been brutal. Alright. I forget what Mold Breaker does. Okay, outspeeds and Headbutt does half of our health. Let's see how much a Mega Drain does, both in damage and healing. Not a one-shot, but most of the health and most of our health back. As long as it doesn't crit, we're fine, but they're also probably going to use a potion. Yeah, they use a potion. And it's not even the full health, so we probably just kill here. Unless there was a high roll before and we low roll now. We're good. We are good. A Bomba Sweep. That potion is actually what killed them. Because if they had crit us on an attack there, they would have taken out a Bomba. Probably. There we go, we did it. I am satisfied with that. I am happy that a Bomba could sweep. And now we can Rock Smash out of battle. And we get Stealth Rock. Okay. Maybe we'll be able to do something with that. Alright, with that in mind though, we have cleared the gym. And I'm gonna heal up, save. And then I will pivot over to the animated short for Ye Shengguang. Which, once again, I did not expect to come out tonight, but oh well. Yeah, so as per usual with that kind of thing, I'll pretty much just be doing my usual recording stuff. You're basically just getting a behind-the-scenes look at that more than anything. And yeah, feel free to hang out for that. I'll inevitably chat once I'm done with the real recording, and maybe even during the analysis bit, I'll talk a little bit with y'all. But yeah, so let's save. I'm very happy with how this run has started. I'm very happy with it. Would have loved to do a little bit more tonight, but I'm sorry, 33 people or whatever the fuck is here. Ho-Yo is my priority on this channel, believe it or not. And I want to make sure I get that out on time. Well, on time is sort of a misnomer. I make the decisions of when I make things, but, you know, you get my point. Alright. In which case, though, with that, I'm going to make sure everything is set up now. I'll let us... I'll give us some music in the background as usual as I pull things up. Yeah, I am already quite happy with how that run is going. I hope that we continue with the momentum going into next time. Which, speaking of which, just to sort of like air it out, especially with how well the streams have been doing lately. One thing I have been considering is, I a while ago mentioned that I've been tempted to stream more, just in general, and I don't think I will be this month in the rest of the month, just because I'm still, like, catching up on the anime stuff, which at this point I have recorded everything for Lord of Mysteries. I just need to get it all edited, and then of course I'm going on vacation, that kind of thing. But moving into next year, I think I very well might stream potentially closer to twice a week if I can manage it. We'll see how much I can actually achieve that. I'm not going to necessarily commit as hard to whatever the second stream is, but part of me is tempted to make that more consistent second stream thing Pokemon, and then have the alternate weeks where nothing from Hoyo is coming out be just like whatever else I want to stream instead, or just more Pokemon if I'm feeling that like extreme about it. But that's just an idea, not something I'm specifically saying I'm gonna do. But I like the idea, and if I have the time, I wouldn't mind doing it. Alright. In the video up here now, things are good. Let's make sure the audio is not getting modified by YouTube for some reason. Okay, there we are. All right. Let's do this. All right. Here we are. Oh, I just realized one thing I ought to do is turn off the Nuzlocke rules before we continue. There we go. Okay. Let's do this. All right. Oh wait, I need to actually fucking record this, or else I'm not going to have any footage to do anything with. There we go. Am I... Yes, I am both recording and streaming now. What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I'm going to be reacting to Ye Shengguang's animated short film, If I Could Become Light. This came out way earlier than expected for me. I actually am streaming as I'm recording this, and yeah, I'm just excited to see it. I have no idea what we're going to be getting into here. Probably going to tie into some of the stuff we already know about her. We've gotten to know her pretty decently, even just in last version, because let's face it, last version's story was as much about her, if not more, as it was about Banyue and Dailin. So I'm curious to see if it's just stuff we know, or if it's going to give us some revelation about her character, that kind of thing. And yeah, so I'm not going to delay it all here. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Leave a comment on your thoughts. Consider becoming a channel member if you want to support me just that little bit extra. And let's get into this. I feel like this either, based on the thumbnail, could be something very sort of mellow and ponderous and sad, potentially.
Senior Fufu.
Or potentially very high. I'm guessing this is her
brother
making sure that she remembers everyone based on, like, the loss of memory. Can she remember us? I like that it does the silhouette to make it unclear. Ooh, the echo of the sword. The thing that steals the memory. The precious memory, as we have learned.
Memories. They're like photographs losing their color, fading a little more each day.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I can't remember what I just said.
Ooh.
Or the way home.
Ooh. She's a lot farther down the path of loss
I even
than
forget
we even
my
thought.
own name.
Ooh, okay. We're going the sad route, it would seem.
But
oh, well, if that isn't a symbol and a half, her standing alone.
They definitely cannot find out.
I must suffer in silence, because that'll make it better. I mean, it is understandable to a degree, though. not wanting them to worry.
I write down everything that happens every day, just like before. The early morning trainings, foraging, enjoying hot springs, picnicking. All the
really
moments
like the
I
art
spent
style
with
we have here.
everyone. They're so precious to me.
It really works well for this sort of
But I know
holding on to memories aesthetic.
they'll never come again.
Oh, is it time for the more dramatic stuff? Okay, holy shit. A time she was forced to use the sword? Ooh, I love that heel turn.
All thanks to the wielder of the Qingming sword!
Yeah.
I've been protected my whole life.
Yeah.
And now, I can finally protect everyone too.
But at what cost? That is the question.
Still pretending.
Ooh, the other side.
You know exactly what's going to happen if you keep this up.
I'm
There
so
has to
curious
be
about
another
this other
way.
side to her.
You really haven't noticed. It's not just your memory.
Oh.
Your vision.
Oh, yeah.
Hearing. Sense of smell.
All of your
taste,
senses are going away as well.
Touch. Every one of your senses is slowly fading away.
Losing touch with
All
reality.
for this needless sense of duty. Is it really worth it?
I really like that moment.
My senses are fading away until death.
The ever-looming sword, even encased it takes from you. The way they're blotting out our faces. Really serves to show that loss of memory. And there we have the thumbnail. A really nice shot. Ooh, we're just an echo now. Ooh, whoa. I really like what this is doing. It serves a double purpose of letting it be either Belle or Wise, whoever you picked, basically, but also this question of what the real memory is. And this callback to holding hands at the movie theater, yeah.
Brother, do you remember the song Mom used to sing to us when we were little?
Ooh. Something tells me this song is gonna be something to break our hearts in the story. If not in this. Ooh. The great... Ooh. The, like, blindly, aimlessly slaughtering Ethereum.
Protect everyone! But who exactly is everyone?
We're seeing what could happen, I suppose. What fate may befall her if she keeps down
So
going
familiar.
down this path.
Who are they?
The complete loss of memory of identity. Ooh. Ooh. Are those tears or raindrops? She's crying, but... Look to the picture. Ooh. It's just broken now. There's nothing. Are you content to forget everything? Or are you gonna somehow break through this?
Your mind is blank, and you remember nothing.
The other
What's
side
the
of her.
point of a sacrifice like this? It's okay.
Ooh. The reaction there.
I know.
What do you know?
I've made it this far safe and sound.
Ooh.
So there must be someone watching over me.
Yeah, there are
Even
people who
if
care
I
about
can't
you.
remember
People
who
who
they
are
were
protecting you.
or what they did for me, I can still feel it in my heart, the happiness they left behind.
You fool! You're just lying to yourself because you lack the courage to defy your own fate!
Ooh.
No,
By your own
that's
fate.
not true. I know that one day I'll forget everything. I won't see, hear, smell, taste, or even feel anymore.
You'll become
But I
completely
also
removed
know
from everything.
there are people I love,
Yeah.
and I'm being loved by them.
Yeah.
They protected me, and now
And
it's
Dustin
my
Hollow
turn
comes
to
back.
protect them.
Okay.
That's why I'm willing to become the wielder of the Qingming sword, even if it costs me everything in the end. I don't mind.
So she comes to the same.
No one's going to remember you, let alone thank you!
She comes to the same conclusion as
Perhaps,
Yish wants
but
to.
it doesn't matter to me.
Just knowing that she loved
I
and
love
was
them.
loved.
That's all there is to it.
That's enough for her. Okay. Huh.
It's the same dream again.
And all just a dream, a fear of what's gonna come.
I'm up. I'm up.
She checks the
Yishun
photos
Shifu,
again.
always correct with her divinations. Senior Fufu loves meat more than anything.
Yeah, fair.
Senior Inu cooks the best meals.
Uh-huh.
And brother, always so gentle and kind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you remember now? Or
These are the people I want to protect.
Okay. Huh.
The people who I love very, very dearly.
Even if she can't remember the exact identity of the person, she knows that she loves them and that we love her. I suppose that's enough. I suppose that is enough. Interesting. This is very intriguing to me. We open and end, we bookend both sides of this with the same moment, or at least the same kind of moment. Shunguang sitting down on the steps of the temple, looking at the pictures of those she loves, and remembering, holding on to those memories, and what they mean to her. She has not lost those memories yet. She fears she may. She knows she will if she keeps going as she is. But she holds on to them as she still has them, and believes that, at least by the end, even if she forgets who they are, the feeling of their love and her love for them will endure, beyond the loss of memory and sense. It's a very complicated and bittersweet resolution of sorts. There is no answer. There is no real conclusion to this fear of forgetting everything, losing touch with everything. There is just this belief, this assurance that not everything will be lost. That if she continues down this path, if she willingly accepts fate and lets herself, in protecting people, fall out of her own being, essentially, that it'll be fine, because she was loved and she loved. Even if she does not remember who or why, those feelings and the existence of those feelings, she believes will endure. But at the same time, we have her other side, this other aspect to her, who sits there unable to stop her, but desperately, well, not even necessarily desperately, just deeply wanting her to stop, to find another way, to defy her fate, put down the sword, give up her destiny. It perhaps is the more selfish of the two Yunguangs. Well, is perhaps the more selfish of the two Shunguangs. One that wishes not to lose everything, fears losing everything, and would rather put down the sword, not risk themselves to save others with the power at their disposal, due to the cost that it has to themselves. And I feel like there's sort of two ways to look at that dichotomy of identities. We know that she has this other identity as a tangible identity of sorts. Whether it is just a mood shift or a full-on second personality is to be seen. But we are aware that it is a tangible, different thing based on the special program. But what I'm curious to see is if it is truly a second full identity that lands in a similar spot as Evernight and March, or stuff like that, where it's this slightly more intimidating and confident, capable identity that is really just trying to protect the softer, more susceptible to harm version of themselves, essentially. That is certainly a possibility. And if so, that lines up with what we have here. But I suppose it also could just be essentially just a different side to her that breaks out from time to time in some form. This side of her that she's pushed down because, very much so, she is making a martyr of herself. And to make a martyr of yourself is to put your own needs aside and sacrifice yourself for the greater good, for those you love, for whatever. But inevitably, if she has these feelings of, what about me? Why am I doing this? Am I really going to let myself suffer and fall into nothingness just to protect some more people? And if those questions are pushed down hard enough but bubble up again regardless, I could see it turning into some other identity. Something, honestly, a bit more realistic of a sort of split personality type scenario. But either way, regardless of which one of those it is, they serve a similar purpose here. They're in her inner world of sorts, yelling and shouting at her, why are you doing this? Just put down the sword. Fight against this destiny. Fight against your fate. And if this was Star Rail, where fighting against destiny is such a fundamental theme of that game, I would expect that she would do that. But based on how this ends, this trailer, but based on how this short ends, it does feel like she is much more confident and assured in her path, even if it leads her to ruin. Of course, those who love her will still continue to look for ways to save her. As long as she just doesn't throw caution to the wind, there is still the chance that that fate will never come, even if she embraces it. But what this animation tells us is that she is embracing that destiny for the sake of those she loves and for the sake of protecting others. That is ultimately what this is doing. But looking at overall a lot more of the specific details in here, we have a lot of great moments, visually and just thematically. Obviously, we have the bookends of looking at the pictures with the writing on the back to effectively test her knowledge, make sure she's remembering them, make sure she remembers those she cares about. I've already touched on that. But in this, we have our picture, the vague silhouette, so that it isn't perfectly clear if this is Belle or Wise that is in this picture. They have similar enough hairstyles that in this silhouette, it makes it harder to tell. And as I mentioned in the reaction itself, it serves a double purpose. One, so it's ambiguous. It can be slotted in with whoever you picked to be in line with the version of the story that you experienced in play. But at the same time, it also serves the entire point of this animated short, to show that her memories are failing her, that her senses are failing her. She is afraid of what it will mean to forget about us. She is afraid of what it will mean to lose these memories she finds so precious. And that is something that is very well expressed in this ambiguous version of Phaethon.
They're like photographs losing their color, fading a little more each.
And immediately after that, we get one of the first real lines of the entire short, which is memories. They're like photographs losing their color, fading a little more each day. It's not the first time we've heard some kind of metaphor or simile from Shunguang about the tragedy of memory. Obviously, it is much more exemplified for her, but it is a true reality for everyone that memories fade in time, they distort in time. The details are lost, the color fades. We cannot hold on to memories forever. Don't worry, I'm not going to actually keep the part of her saying the line, I'm just going to have the part of me talking. Realistically, once we're into this analysis part, unless I really want to replay a section from it specifically, audio skipping, it doesn't end up being an issue. Yeah. So this is a very real thing that anyone can associate with and empathize with. It obviously is just something that she experiences far more starkly.
Each day. I can't remember what I just said.
Yeah, I just let it play out sometimes in case I would miss a line if I just jump ahead. So, you know. And from here we see really what the tragic, worst version of what it is for her to lose memory is. She can't even remember what she just said.
Sometimes. Or the way home.
Or the way home.
Sometimes.
Sometimes I even forget my own name. And this is paired with the visual of her reflected and distorted in this one normal, just curved mirror. It serves well for a variety of reasons. It serves a good purpose alongside this line for a variety of reasons. She sometimes even forgets her own name. Her own identity is slipping away from her. And this is vaguely reflected, pun intended there, in the fact that she looks to herself in the mirror and inherently, based on the line, may not recognize herself for a moment. And especially so, this is reflected in the fact that she is distorted by the curve of the mirror. It is not quite right. The memory of herself does not quite match the reality. Even the most fundamental things of her identity are being pulled away.
I even forget my own name. But I can't.
And from there, we get the other real aspect that I have yet to touch on in this short and about her character in general, which is perfectly exemplified with this shot and line. But I can't tell them. They definitely cannot find out. She doesn't want them to worry. She doesn't want those who love her and care about her to be burdened with the knowledge that she is forgetting them. She wants to do her best to maintain a sense of normalcy, a sense that everything is fine, until she literally can't anymore. It's something incredibly self-destructive, but born out of care and love for others. She doesn't want to see anyone around her desperately tearing themselves apart trying to save her. We already can see what some of that looks like with her brother. The fact that he went undercover as effectively a double agent of sorts against Sarah and the Exaltists, regardless of how effective that was, all to try to save her from this curse. And so if she can try to make sure that people are not desperate to put themselves at risk like that, she wants to avoid it. But at the same time, it's self-destructive, massively so, because she is taking all of this burden that could be spread out across just everyone who cares about her. That could be spread out across everyone who cares about her and would be willing to take on that burden to help her. She ends up with all of it on herself. Pretending everything is fine, acting like everything is okay, just as this burden of grieving the loss of the self only grows. And of course, as I mentioned, this visual does a perfect job of showing that. There's the light of the interior of those she cares about having a good time, drinking some tea, enjoying themselves. None the wiser that just outside, Shunguang is suffering. She's in the dark, silhouetted by the light of the room, refusing to step inside for the fear of what it would do if they saw her.
I can't tell them. They definitely cannot find out. I can't tell anyone.
From there, we cut to another one of her methods to try to desperately hold on to these memories. Her writing in her diary. We know that it is something precious to her that she has excessively used to write down everything she wants to remember. And we can see here that the memory she is writing down now is one we experienced, one we are familiar with. The time that we went to the movies with her. We catch a glimpse of that memory later in this animated short as well. But the fact that these lines that we get glimpses of what she is writing omit the detail of who she was with is very notable. The first line, "The day we went to the movies," cuts off before it can say who she went with, but it is clear that she went with someone. "I was wearing that casual dress. Blank said it really suits me." There isn't an obvious blank, but it trails off, at least in the translation. I don't know necessarily how it plays out in the actual text. I can't read whatever language that is. I think it's probably like Chinese or Japanese or something like that. Probably Chinese or Mandarin or whatever. But believe it or not, I can't speak that. So I don't know if those similar omissions are there or if it's just a case of we're only catching glimpses of the lines. But the intent and purpose works regardless, that we are omitted from these details. It continues to visually serve the purpose of omitting who is in her memories, who she shares these precious moments with.
I write down everything that happens every day, just like before. The early morning trainings.
And it's here she recalls various moments that she has written down in her diary. The life she has lived, the experiences she has had with the people she cares about. Early morning trainings.
Foraging, enjoying hot springs.
Enjoying hot springs, foraging, all of these moments that are precious to her.
Picnicking.
And it's all with this slight alteration to the style of the animated short that really gives this moment, these shots of the past, this feeling of memory, of vibrant pastel emotion is really what it gives off. But at the same time, the edges are not clear. The image is not complete beyond the core feeling of the memory.
All the moments I spent with everyone. They're so precious to me. But I know.
And yet, despite how precious all of these memories are to her, she knows they'll never come again. Which is a line that intrigues me. Because she can have similar experiences. They may not be the exact moments, they may not carry the same weight, they may not carry the same emotion necessarily. But you can spend more time with the people you love. Even if there is this deadline in her life where everything will be stripped away, that doesn't mean that there won't be more moments. So, to say that they will not come again, they never will come again, is perhaps some of that fear, that acceptance of her reality, of her destiny, setting into her. This belief, this acceptance that I had good times, I had happy moments, I had people who I care about, but they will be gone. I will be gone. And that is just how it is. It's a sad thing.
They'll never come again.
Also, Jesus Christ, I did not realize this was a 9-minute short. What? Jesus Christ. I only just processed that. But then from here, we have a very dramatic tone shift. At least for a moment. As we jump into this crisis moment, this moment of disaster. In a hollow, people terrified, running and screaming away from a horde of ethereals. Everything is bathed in a deep red, as everything else is in shadow. And she stands staring at the sword. The question, will I use this to save those people? Will I once again sacrifice myself, my memories, myself, my very being, to save them. And the answer is yes. We get that answer with her heel turn towards the bright red.
All thanks.
And the next thing we see, the sky is clear, the ethereals are defeated, and everyone looks to her in admiration. It's all thanks to the wielder of the Qingming sword. They see the hero, the savior, the sword master. They do not see the cost that it takes on her.
To the wielder of the Qingming sword!
I've been protected my whole life. And now...
And hearing these words, she thinks to herself, I've been protected my whole life. I was sequestered up to the mountain, told to train, not push myself, wait until we find a way to protect you from the sword. But now that I go out and use this power, I can protect everyone else. I don't need to be protected by everyone if I protect them. But that isn't the whole of it. She's trying to take all of this burden on herself. She was protected for so long that she wants to help people herself. She wants to do something. She wants this admiration, this thanks, this recognition that she can help people, that she can do something. But it once again is at that cost.
I can finally protect everyone too.
And we once again have this moment of her hiding her pain, hiding her sorrow, hiding her fear, as while facing away, thinking about this, she has a very complex expression on her face. One filled with the various emotions going through her in that moment. But as she turns towards them, towards the light, towards everyone else, she smiles. She acts as if everything is fine.
Still pretend.
And it is here, as she pushes this down once more, that something fights back. She fights back against herself.
You know exactly.
Her other self appears and asks, still pretending, you know exactly what's going to happen if you keep this up.
Exactly what's going to happen if you keep this up.
There has to be another way.
And she begins to argue back against herself. There has to be another way. There has to be a way that I can still help the people I care about, not burden them with this, and still be okay. But she doesn't have an answer of how she can do that. She doesn't have any way to argue against herself in this moment. She does not know of another way, and as far as she knows, there is no other way. And so she cannot argue. She knows what will happen if she keeps going. And she, by pretending, is accepting that.
You really haven't noticed. It's not just your...
And so her other self emphasizes what she is doing, what she is embracing, what she is accepting. The real tragedy isn't just the loss of your memory. It is the loss of everything. Your senses, You will not be able to taste, see, hear, smell, touch. You will not feel anything. You will essentially be a husk. Is that what you want? Because the way you are going, that is what you are going towards. That is what you are welcoming.
Memory, taste, fading away, all for this needless sense.
And so we get to the real point of why she has appeared, of why she brings this up. It's all for this needless sense of duty. Is it really worth it? Should you really throw your very being away to save these people? Just because you think you should protect them, that you think doing something yourself will mean that less people get hurt. Is that really worth it? Is this sense of duty worth it? This version of her doesn't think so. As I described her, she is, in a way, the selfish version of herself. The one who wants to ignore duty, ignore what she can do to help others, and save herself. An understandable feeling, one that I would never say is wrong. But at the same time, throwing away that sense of duty is throwing away more than just... is throwing more away than just that. There is more to it than that.
Of duty, is it really worth it?
But in this moment, Shengong does not have an answer for herself. She does not have a way to say what... She does not have a way to tell herself, yes, this duty is important. Yes, I will not give it up. I will protect these people I care about. I will fight until I am nothing. I will become a martyr. I will sacrifice myself for everything I care for. She does not have a reason in her mind. She does not have a reason in her mind that she can speak aloud that can counter what this other version of her has said. And so in this moment, she is completely gray. She is nothing. She is losing herself with no answer of why. And stepping out of the metaphysical inner space talking to herself, this is also reflected in the dropping of her diary, the pages scattering. Another chance for her to forget and lose memories. A page may have been lost. She may never find some of the pages. She may mix them up, not in the right order. Everything is telling her, yelling at her, screaming at her, stop this. You are hurting yourself. You are destroying yourself. You will be nothing if you keep going.
My senses are fading away until death.
And once again, she does not have an answer for why she is doing this. She does not have an answer to stop this. And so she runs. She leaves her room, the pages scattered, the sword there, the picture of everyone she cares about, the details already leaving her mind. And just falls down and lays among the flowers. As then we glimpse several of her memories once more. This time, our presence becoming even more vague. The loss of memory of us becoming even more exaggerated and exemplified. And it's in this that we have it's in this sequence that we have this moment of the movie that she was writing about before. And I land on this moment to talk about stuff more again, because I think it points to the conclusion she reaches later. She may not remember the exact identity of the person she was there with. She may not remember exactly who it is that she cares about. But the part of the memory that does remain is that experience of awkwardly holding hands, touching hands. The feeling of being close to someone you care about. Of loving someone and being loved by them. And as we see later, that is what her answer to all of these questions becomes later.
Brother.
But interestingly enough, before we reach that conclusion, before we see the decision she has come to, the reason why, the comfort that she takes in knowing that even if everything is lost, her love will remain, we have this moment with her brother. One that inevitably has to have some level of not 100% reality, or at the very least be in the past before she met us. Because so far, everything has been either explicitly memories of the past, or moments after she has met us and gotten to know us. But this moment is a tangible thing of her talking to her brother. So as we see at the end, this might all be tied into the dream she is having, and thus not be 100% real or a mix of memory. But its purpose is still very tangible. She asks him about a song their mother used to sing to them. A memory of love that she was too young to fully remember. Even outside of all of her curse. Even outside of the effects of her curse. Something tangible, something filled with emotion that that reminds that even if they are gone, there were people who care about you. There are people who care about you.
Do you remember the song Mom used to sing to us when we were little?
And so they sing it together. They remember this feeling, this connection. Both to their mother and to each other. And somehow this is already just only like halfway through this. How is this 9 minutes long? But then this song is paired with the cruel reality of her future, of her destiny, of her fate. Aimlessly dragging her sword, stumbling forward, drained of color. She fights in something halfway between a dance and a stumbling, half-asleep state. Her eyes are closed. There's a mastery in her fight. There's a mastery in her fighting as well as a lack of something. This is what the sword turns you into. This is what the sword will do to her. But the fact that the song her mother would sing to her, that she would sing with her brother to remember that, is layered over this, and that there is this almost dance-like quality to her movements. It speaks to me this idea that once again, something remains. Even when the self has been eradicated, sense and memory are gone, the feeling remains.
I have to protect everyone!
And in this, there is this desperation from her. I have to protect everyone. I need to be there to save them, to protect them, to be there for them. Even as I am withering away, becoming nothing, I care too much about them to stand on the sidelines. But at the same time, she doesn't even know who she is fighting for anymore. She has forgotten who everyone is.
Who exactly is everyone?
And with this, we have a sequence of an ethereal appearing suddenly, attacking her, and its attack, rather than drawing blood, almost seemingly cutting away pages from herself. Pages of her diary, memories. It is a very visceral way to express that the threat of death is not from the actual fight itself with any ethereal, but from the power she uses to win that fight. Physical injury is not a real threat. Injury to the self, to memory, to being, is what is being cut away.
So familiar.
But even as all of this is cut away bit by bit, there's a familiarity to it. Which in a way makes it more tragic. She understands that there is something familiar that is being lost.
Who?
We watch as the pictures she used to remember everyone are no longer recognized by her. They've lost their color too.
Are they?
And here we have in this full grayscale at this point, rippling of tears is what I like to think it is, as she lays there crying. Which once again, based on where we go with this, speaks to me as the lingering feeling behind the lost memories. The emotions that were left behind. Or if she truly has forgotten everything about them, has lost those emotions, she would not cry for them. She would not lament that loss in the same way. If they truly had become entirely disconnected from her, the memories might as well have been of someone else's life. The sadness would not be this visceral. And so, it is proof of something enduring. And so even when she looks to this empty, broken, damaged picture, having no idea what this memory was, she still holds on to it, she still looks to it, and the music begins to build. And as she lets go of the empty picture, her other self grabs hold of it.
Your mind is blank, and you remember nothing.
Here to seemingly mock the fact that things turned out the way she predicted. You've lost everything. Your mind is blank and you remember nothing. You have become nothing.
What's the point of...
What's the point of a sacrifice like this? What's the point of sacrificing yourself for people you can't even remember?
a sacrifice like this? It's okay. Of a sacrifice like this. It's...
But she has an answer, a response, a rebuttal now. It's okay.
Okay.
And that is enough to shake this other version of herself, who has been oh so confident, believing that she knew exactly what should be done, and that what Shunguang is doing is foolish. The moment that this withered, broken, empty self says that it's okay, says that the sacrifice has meaning, that shakes her.
I know. I've made it this far safe and sound, so there must be...
And with that assertion that it is okay, she lands. She is no longer falling. She has landed somewhere stable. She is merely an outline, empty of color still. She has been emptied out. But there is something grounding her. She's made it this far. So she believes there must be someone watching over her. She knows she couldn't have made it this far alone. And so even if she can't remember them, she knows that they were there and are likely still there, doing what they can to help her.
There's someone watching over me. Even if I can't remember who they were or what they did for me, I can still feel it in my...
And it's here that recognition of even if she has forgotten, the feeling remains. The love remains. She can feel it in her heart, the happiness they left behind. Everything they did for her, the details of which are lost, the way it has affected her remains. And to take it further, even if she cannot know what they are doing for her, even if she is completely isolated from reality, from herself, she can have the reassurance that probably there are people out there who are doing what they can to help her now as well. That love persists even now.
My heart, the happiness they left behind.
You fool! You're just lying to yourself.
At which point, finally, the other version manages to speak up, but it is empty. It is just insults. You fool, you're lying to yourself. She's just saying, nuh-uh. She's trying to poke holes in this confidence of this empty person. How can she believe so firmly that this is okay when she is becoming nothing? How can that be okay?
Because you lack the courage to
She thinks it's because she lacks the courage to defy her own fate, that she has accepted this, that she has allowed herself to that she has reserved herself to this fate.
By your own fate.
No.
But once again, even as a husk of herself, she now has an answer she didn't have before. She sticks true to her belief.
That's not true. I know that one day I'll forget everything. I won't see, hear, smell, taste, or even feel anymore. But I also know there are people I love. And there are people I love.
And she finally states it entirely in its most visceral form now. Her reason, her belief, her understanding of why this is okay, why she can accept this fate. Even if she loses her memories, even if she loses her senses, she knows beyond any doubt that despite all of that, there are people she loves, and they love her. The emotions remain. The feeling remains. That can never be lost.
And I'm being loved by them. They protected.
And it's here that even as she has become so much less of herself, that she has lost so much of what makes her her memories, her senses, light begins to return to her. Color begins to return to her.
Me. And now it's my turn to protect them.
But it is in this much more visceral, shining form than it ever was in reality. I think of this as a representation of this feeling shining through, of the pure love and happiness and connection that she has to anybody and everybody that she protected and will protect, regardless of if she remembers them. now not held back by anything. It is all that is left, so it can shine truer than it ever could prior.
That's why.
And that's why she's willing to protect them. And that's why she's willing to wield the sword. She's willing to sacrifice herself for those she cares about because she knows that they would do the same for her, even if she does not know them.
I'm willing to become the wielder of the Qingming sword, even if it costs me everything in the end. I don't mind.
No one's going to remember.
And at this point, the argument of her other self has broken down entirely. She's just shouting at this glowing beacon of herself, trying to break her confidence. No one will remember you, let alone thank you. But she misses the point. It isn't about thanks. It isn't about remembering. It is about helping those you love.
Let alone thank you!
Perhaps. But it doesn't matter to me. I love them.
She acknowledges she likely won't get any thanks. She won't remember them. But that doesn't matter to her. She loves them, and that's all there is to it. Love isn't a thing you can argue. Love isn't a thing that you can apply logic to. It's just something you act on.
That's all there is to it.
And there goes the bitrate. God. I gotta say, at times I feel like I work myself up in my own analysis into emotion more than sometimes the thing itself does. It's in tandem with it, obviously, but, you know. And with that assertion, with that acknowledgement that love is the thing that matters, above all else, she wakes up. This was all a dream, a nightmare of the future that ended as an acceptance, a belief in love enduring, despite everything.
It's the same dream again.
Evidently a dream she has had plenty of times. Which, of course, the nightmarish aspects make plenty of sense. A reoccurring nightmare of losing yourself, of losing your memory. For someone like her, who that is a legitimate threat, it makes complete sense. But if we're to believe that the conclusion of that dream is also recurring, then that further implies her confidence in love, in her love of others, and what that means she must do.
Xiaoguang, rise and shine!
I'm up. Isha.
And so she begins her day as always, making sure she remembers everything. Even if she has accepted what it means to forget everyone, and that it's okay because she loves them and will do anything to protect them no matter what, she does not want to forget them either. She will do everything she can to make sure that she holds on to these memories as long as she can.
And Shifil, always correct with her divinations. Senior Fufu loves meat more than anything. And brother, always so gentle and kind. Yes.
Until she finally lands on us again. Once again, the memory is hazy. It's difficult to recall. We once again don't hear her answer who we are. But her looking to the picture is answered not with concern or worry or fear, but with a smile, a contented smile. Whether this is to say that she still remembers us and just does not say it aloud and finds comfort in that, or if this is a reaffirming of her statement in the dream that even if she is struggling to remember us, she recognizes the fondness she has for the person in the picture, and thus that is okay. That also could be the possibility. A final, subtle, minor assurance of what she believes.
These are the people I want to protect.
Alongside the assurance, alongside the statement, these are the people I want to protect. I will protect these people. Even as I forget them, I will make sure I protect them.
The people who I love very, very dearly.
For they are the people she loves very, very dearly. And once again, as she said earlier, that's all there is to it. She loves them dearly, and so she will protect them, no matter what. There is a tragedy to it still, a bittersweetness to it. But the fact that she can find the comfort in that love is enough to make it just a little bit better. We will still desperately search for a way to help her, to save her from this curse. But there is comfort in that. For both her and us. She will not disappear terrified. She will go out knowing that she was loved and that she loved. And at the end of the day, that is the most important thing. But that is the end of the animated short. It really hones in, as you can tell, into this idea of love and that being everything. And it's with that before I close out here, I feel like it is worth mentioning the discussion of Shunguang's love of us, the player character of Phaethon. Because it is very obvious with just the content we already had and this, that her love for us and the relationship that we have is a key focal point of her character. I know that there are plenty of people who are not super interested in Shunguang as a character because they view her as just another person who is effectively falling for the main character and is effectively waifu bait to a degree in that sense. Which I can understand. I can see where they're coming from with that, where anybody with that opinion is coming from. And I will admit, at some points prior to this, especially with the one event that was basically just us going on dates with her, I could feel a little bit of that. I could feel a little bit of them laying it on thick how much she cares about us. But with this animated short, I see the purpose. I see the intent. I see why they make us so connected to her, or at least try. We can debate how well they succeeded. That's another discussion. But it is not for no reason. This is a part of her character. This is a part of her arc, of her struggle. And for that, I am much more willing to allow however much hinting at romance they want to do, however much waifu bait they want to do, because it serves a narrative and thematic purpose now. And that's really what I come to this stuff for. Good point there, Pokelove. I'm going to steal that because I was already going to say something similar. And the fact that it is not... And the fact that this theme and idea narrative divide... And the fact that this theme and narrative arc for her and idea is not solely weighing upon us, the main character, is, I think, what makes it a little better for me as well. The fact that she has this love for her brother, or the other members of the Ungwe Summit, even if we don't see as much of it compared to her relationship with us, the fact that that is also acknowledged, that that is also a part of it, is important. I think that helps to balance it. Just gonna look at the description real quick to see if there's anything really to add. Oh boy, the storm's picking up. Just in time for me to end stream. Okay, it's pretty much the stuff I was talking about. Oh, yo, I'm streaming? I never knew. Alright. But ultimately, I think that is really all I have to say about this animated short and my sort of immediate opinions on Shunguang as a character as she stands now. So I'm going to end things here. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and very special thanks to all of my channel members, including Amor Basilica, Desaize, and Pokelove101 at the normal tier, and Encono Nano at the cool person tier. Really appreciate your support, as always, and I hope you all enjoy it. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye. And there we have it. You've got a glimpse of another one of my videos that I'm about to go edit now. I really appreciate all of you sort of sticking around. I wasn't sure if a lot of you were going to sort of dip out once we pivoted away from the Pokemon stuff, because I legitimately don't know how many of you are here specifically for that. And maybe, but it might have been a mix of people coming in, people coming out, that kind of thing. But I do appreciate all you being here, because I think today is a record for my streams. I can't recall any time that I've ever had nearly 40 people at any given time for more than, like, maybe a second or two in any of my streams at the same time, like concurrent views. So I mean, appreciate all you being here. Yeah. And all in all, I feel good about this stream between the animated short and the start to the Nuzlocke run. I feel like things went well. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, very much the animated short was very solid, both visually and, like, musically, audibly, that kind of thing. That's a good point. There is a sort of tombstone effect to the sheath of the sword. That actually is a very good sort of visual that I hadn't fully processed. It had that vibe for sure, but I hadn't placed what it was. But yeah, with that, yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody, I suppose. It's only a few days away. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. As I said, I certainly did. And I look forward to seeing more of y'all in the future. Next week, as I mentioned last time, will not have a stream because I'll be on vacation, but I will be streaming the week after, probably to catch up on Zenless stuff, doing the main story of that. So if you enjoyed some of the stuff I was touching on here, I imagine that some of that stuff's going to be touched on in the story. So yeah, hopefully I'll see some of y'all there. And with that, I'm going to end stream for now, before the storm gets worse and cuts out my power. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're handling it fine, but you never know. So yeah, with that, yeah, don't really have much more to say. So bye.